Let's go to page 384. And this assignment, you have to use the equation from the oral exercise. And it says, find any rational roots. If the equation has at least one rational root, solve it completely. So this one requires a lot of trial and error. Okay, so you got x to the 3 minus 7x plus 6 equal to 0. Okay, so you have to do trial and error, so you need to compile a list of the number that you're going to try. So first you need to find the factor of these. So this is 1, so the factor would be plus or minus 1. This one, the factor of this would be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6. Okay? Then you have to use this divide by that. So when you divide by, since this is 1, so the list you're going to have would be the same. So this would be your list. Then after that, you need to go and keep track of the number that you try. Okay? So that's going to get our synthetic division ready. So coefficient be 1, and that's the square term is 0. So it'd be minus 7, 6. Okay? Okay. Then what you want to do is you want to use a pencil, so that way you can erase, okay, and you can keep track. Okay. Okay, so from here, so if you try 0, remember substitution and synthetic division are interchangeable. So so when you try 0, okay, you put 0 in here, you're going to get 6. Okay. So right away, again, the 0, when you put 0 in the x, it will all cancel out, so you're going to get 6. So that's the easy one. Okay, then after that, I always have to try 1 so I can see what direction I'm going. Okay, so if I try 1, I can use pencil over here, so that way you don't have to keep making this over and over. So if I try 1, okay, I drop, multiply, I add, multiply, add, multiply, I add. Okay, so I got very lucky over here. So when I get 1, I get 0. So right away, that's one answer already. Okay? So once we do that, okay, once we get it to the square equation, then we can go and solve already. So we know that 1 is one of the answer. Okay? So we got lucky on the first try. So again, you always start with 0 then 1. That way you can see if you're going the right direction or not. Okay? So from here, we can get x squared plus x minus 6 equal to 0. Okay? So from here, we got one answer already. So from here, we can get the second and the third answer. And nice thing about this one, this is fractable. So if you use your master product, okay, you have to add to get 1. You have to multiply to get negative 6. So you try 1 comma negative 6, 2 comma negative 3. You get 3 comma negative 2. So from here, so you're going to get x plus 3, x minus 2, right? And again, you set each one equal to 0. Okay, then minus 3 on each side. So you got x equal to negative 3, plus 2 on each side. So you got x equal to 2. So those are your 3 answers. So your 3 answers would be 1, 2, negative 3. Okay, so this way, the x cubed, you're going to get 3 answers. Okay, so again, once you find 1, you can get into the quadratic equation, get into the second degree. Then you can use quadratic formula, or you can use factoring. You use whatever method, complete a square, okay, and then you can get rest of the answers. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so you got x to the 3 minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. Okay, so again, let's compile a list. So the factor of the coefficient 1 is plus or minus 1. Okay, the factor of this one is plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 8. Then you have to use the ratio of this over this. So this over 1 would be the same list. So this would be your list. Okay, so now let's go and get our synthetic division ready. So you're going to get 1, negative 3, 2, negative 8. Okay. And again, you have to make the table of the number that you try. So again, if you try 0, That means you put 0 in here, all this would be 0, so you're going to get negative 8. Okay, so that's one thing that we have. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try 1. So you can make the list of the table. So I'm going to put, again, I'm using the pencil over here so you can see why. So you drop, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. So when I try 1, I get negative 8. So it doesn't tell me if I'm going the right direction or not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try negative 1. Okay, so again, those are easy numbers. And the reason I use a pencil is so that I don't want to keep making it over and over. See, I can just erase the pencil part. See that? So it doesn't take up as much space, and I can use it over and over. Okay, so you can use a pencil for this part. So I'm going to use negative 1. So I drop, multiply, I add, multiply, I add, multiply, when I add. Okay, so when I try negative 1, I get negative 14. Again, the goal is try to get 0. Okay, so it looks like this is getting more negative. So this looks like it's going the wrong direction. So this problem is kind of messed up because it doesn't give you a good clue. So you just have to keep trying. Okay, so I'm going to try 2 next. Okay, so I'm going to try 2 next. So again, you drop, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. Okay, so again, this one, when you try 2, you get negative 8 again. Okay, so it looks like really weird. So you just have to keep trying until you can find the one that's 0. Okay, so again, this one is kind of going all over the place, so it doesn't really tell you what direction to go. So you just keep trying. So try negative 2 next. Okay, so I'm going to try negative 2. So you have to keep track of what you try and the result. Okay, so make sure you have these. Okay, so drop, so multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. Okay, so when you try negative 2, you get negative 32. Okay, so looks like this is going the wrong direction. This tells you that you're going the wrong direction. Okay, so that means you have to go to a positive direction. Okay. Okay, but if you don't know that, just keep trying. So next, I'm going to try 4. Okay. Again, if you're totally clueless, just go and try. Okay, keep trying. So again, we try 0 to plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. So we're going to try 4 next. Okay, so you drop, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. Okay, so when you try 4, you get 16. Okay. Okay, now let's go and try negative 4. So again, your goal is try to find which one will give you 0. Okay, so let's go and try negative 4. So you can drop, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. So this is way out there, okay? So you can see the numbers start to get really big, okay? You see that? So at negative 2, you get negative 32, negative 4, you're going to get negative 128. So that means if you go negative 8, it's going to be even much bigger. So I don't even want to try it, okay? So you can see the trend, okay? So look at the negative ones, okay? So look this one here. Notice go from 0 to negative 8 to negative 14 to negative 32 to negative 128. So it's going to be even bigger, okay? So I don't even need to try. Now let's go and look at the positive. Okay, so positive, it goes from negative 8 to negative 8, so it doesn't go up. But now it's at the go 16. So my guess it would be getting really big, okay? But let's go and try it to show you that it does actually goes up. Okay, so let's go and try positive 8. Okay, so when you try 8, you drop, you multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, and when you add, you get 3, 318. Okay. So you can see again, it's going to be really, really big. So I don't even want to try that. So none of this is work. So in this case, there would be none. There would be no rational roots. Okay, none of them is going to work. That means all the answers are kind of either have imaginary numbers or have radicals. Okay, so you don't get a nice answers. Again, if you get 0, you're going to get nice answers. So when you get 0, you're going to get nice answers. Okay, like this. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, number 5, you have x to the 4 minus 2x squared minus 16x minus 15 equal to 0. Okay, so first let's go and compile the list. So it would be plus or minus 1. The factor of this would be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 5, plus or minus 15. Then you have to use a ratio of this over this, but since this is 1, so everything over 1 would be the same. So this would be your list. Okay? Okay, so that's going to get our synthetic division rate, so it would be 1. Now there's no 3 powers, so it would be 0, and negative 2, negative 16, negative 15. Okay? And I'm going to compile and keep track. So again, if I start with 0, I always start with 0. So 0 means you put a 0 in here, so all this will be gone. So it will be negative 15. Okay, when you try 0, it will give you 15. Okay, then again, I always try start with 1 so I can see what direction I'm going. Okay, so now switch to the pencil. So start with 1. So you drop the number, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. Okay, so I get negative 32. Again, I want to get to the 0. So you can see I'm going the wrong direction. Okay, because I start with negative 15 and now it's negative 32. So I'm going the wrong direction. So again, so this is your clue. So you're going the wrong direction. So you have to you have to go the other direction. So from 0 to 1, you go in the wrong direction. So you go to the other direction, negative 1. Okay. So again, that's how you able to get the answer quick, okay? By using the clue from the table. It tells you if you're going the right direction or wrong direction. Again, you want to try to get to the 0, okay? So again, this tells you you're going the wrong direction. So you have to go the opposite direction. Okay, so try negative 1. So you're going to get, so drop, you multiply. So you multiply your negative 1, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. Okay, so this one I get 0. So this is good. So this is one answer already. Okay, but now, so once you do that, don't go back to this. Don't go back to the list again. Okay. So now you're going to get x cubed minus x squared minus x minus 15 equal to 0. Okay. And normally this would become a little bit easier, but in this case it doesn't help you because you're still going to have the same list. Okay. So we need to go and keep going. Okay. So I get 1, negative 1, negative 1, and negative 15. Okay. So I can start with, so continue with, don't go back over here. Okay. Once you get the answer, you simplify, you go to this one here. Okay. Now, the answer you get is good, so you might want to try it again. Okay. So you might want to try again, see if it works. Okay. So now this is a new list now. Okay. Okay. So again, we want to keep track. So again, when you try 0, you get negative 15. So you want to try, I'm going to try negative 1 because sometimes you get double root. Okay, so try negative 1 again. So if it works, try it again. Okay, so negative 1, so you drop. Okay, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. Okay, so from this one, it tells you you're going the wrong direction. Okay, see, because you're getting further away from that. So you want to go the opposite direction. Okay, and now notice the 1 does not work. So if 1 does not work over here, it's not going to work over here. Okay, so you go to the list. So 1 does not work. So next number is 3. So you're going to try 3. Okay, again, this tells you have to go to the positive direction. Okay? And again, you have to go positive direction. Again, this tells you you're going to wrong direction. So you have to go the opposite direction. Okay, but we already tried 1, right? 1 it does not work, so that means we have to try 3. Okay? Now, do you want to try 2? No. You don't try anything that is not on the list. Okay? So don't try 2 because it's not on the list. So the next, so after 1, the next number is 3. So try 3. So you drop, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. Okay, so it's good. So here's your answer. So when you try 3, you get 0. So here's another answer. Okay? So once you get these two answers, now you can write the depressed equation. So this is your x squared plus 2x plus 5 equal to 0. Okay, and this is not factorable, so you have to use your quadratic formula. So a equal to 1, b equal to 2, c equal to 5. So x equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so x equal to negative 2 plus or minus square root of 4 minus 20 over 2. Okay, and continue over here. So x equal to negative 2 plus or minus square root of negative 16 over 2. So keep going. So x equal to negative 2 plus or minus square root of 16 is 4. Square root of negative is I. Okay? And then divide everything by 2. So x equal to negative 1. So divide by 2. So negative 1 plus or minus 2i. Okay. So now you can put all your answers together. So your answer would be negative 1 from here. Okay, so it's your negative 1. And you're going to get 3 from here. And negative 1 plus or minus 2i from here. Okay, so those are 4 answers. Again, this is the 4th power, so you're going to get 4 answers. So these are your 4 answers. Okay. Okay, next one. Okay, so you got 2x to the 3 plus 7x squared plus 6x minus 5 equal to 0. Okay, so again, first let's compile the list. So the factor of this would be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. The factor of this would be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 5. Okay, so the list you need to do is you have to use this over this. So you need to get plus or minus 1. So this over this, and this over this would be plus or minus 1/2. Okay, so this one is done. Then you have this over this. So plus or minus 5. Okay, this over this. This over this would be plus or minus 5 over 2. So this is your list that you're going to try. Okay, if it's not on the list, you don't try it. Okay, and again, you start with 0. Right away, you put 0 in here, you're going to get negative 5. Okay, so that's the right way you're going to do that. And again, we're going to do 1. So that way I know if I'm going to, what direction I need to go. Okay, so let's go and get synthetic division ready. Okay, so I need to get 2, 7, 6, negative 5. Okay, switch over to the pencil. So I'm going to try 1. Okay, so drop the number, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. Okay, so when I try 1, I get 10. Okay? So you got negative 5 and 10, and you're going to get the 0. So notice the 0 is going to be between these two numbers. That means the answer you're looking for is between these two numbers. Well, what number on the list is between 0 and 1? Well, it's 1/2, right? So that's what you want to try. Again, you want to get to the 0. And 0 is between negative 5 and 10, right? 0 is between here. That means the number you need to try is between here, and therefore the number, it would be 1/2. Okay, again, that's the number is on the list is between here. So again, that's why you have to keep track of what you're trying, and that way you know what number to try. Okay, again, this is like, just like playing hot or cold game, right? You're getting closer, it's hot, get warmer and warmer, and or getting cold, right? Okay, so we're going to try 1/2, okay? Okay, so you drop the number, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. There you go, see? Okay? So this is your answer. So once you get that, now your answer, now your next part would be 2x squared plus ax plus 10 equal to 0. Okay? So once you get one of the answer, you can, once you get to the quadratic form, you can solve by the method you learned from before. Okay, so first, I'm going to divide everything by 2 because I want to lower my number. So divide everything by 2. So I got x squared plus 4x plus 5 equal to 0. And this is not factorable. So I'm going to use quadratic formula. So a equal to 1, b equal to 4, c equal to 5. Okay, so I get x equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x equal to, just keep going, so negative 4 plus or minus square root of 16 minus 20 over 2. So x equal to negative 4 plus or minus square root of negative 4 over 2. Okay, I'm going to move up here. So x equal to negative 4 plus or minus 2i, right? Because square root of 4 is 2, square root of negative is i, okay, over 2. And divide everything by 2. Now remember there are 3 parts. Okay, there are 3 parts. So when you divide, you have to divide all 3 parts. So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So x will equal to negative 2 plus or minus I. Okay? So now you can write down all your answers. So the first answer is 1/2, and the second and third will be the conjugates. Okay? And those are your 3 answers. Okay, so again, you have to look at the table to keep track of what you try, and that will give you a clue of which way to go. Okay? If you don't do that, you're going to go all over the place. You're going to end up wasting a lot of time. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, you got 2x to the 3 minus 11x squared plus 16x minus 6 equal to 0. Okay, so the factor of this would be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. This one would be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6, right? Okay, then you have to put a ratio of this over this, right? So this over this would be plus or minus 1. This over this would be plus or minus 1/2. Okay, so you're done with this one. Go to the next one. So this over this would be plus or minus 2. This over this is plus or minus 1. You already have, so you don't want to do it again. This over this would be plus or minus 3. This over this would be plus or minus 3 over 2. This over this would be plus or minus 6. This over this would be plus or minus 3. You already have. Okay, so this is the list of the number that you can try. If it's not on the list, do not try it. Okay, and also if you start with 0, okay, you start with 0, you're going to get negative 6. Right? Again, you put 0 in here, all this is going to become 0. So you're going to get negative 6. Then after that, again, I'll always try 1 because 1 is the easiest number to try. Okay, okay, and let's go and get our numbers ready. So I'm going to get 2, negative 11, 16, negative 6. And I'm going to try, again, switch over to the pencil, so that way I don't keep doing this over and over, right? So I'm going to try 1, okay? And so I drop the number, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So I'm pretty close. So when I try 1, I get 1, okay? Okay, now notice again, you know that 0 is between here, right? So 0 is somewhere between these two. That means 0 is going to be between these two. So what number on the list is between 0 and 1? Okay, well, it's going to be, actually, yeah. Okay, So that's going to try 1/2. Again, this is just kind of cool. It may not guarantee, but this kind of give you some idea. Okay. Okay, double check my work. Okay, okay, 2 negative 9. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to try 1/2 to see how it turned out. Okay, so you drop. Okay. Multiply, you add. Multiply, you add. Multiply, you add. You're going to get 1/2. Okay, so when you try 1/2, you get 1/2. Okay, but notice that this part have one answer between here, between these two, right? Getting closer, but there's no more number on the list. So what it's saying is that there's an answer over here, but it's going to be like a complex numbers. It's not a nice number, okay? Okay, so this is not going to, so you just have to try something else. Okay, so let's go and try. So in this case, you kind of run out of clues. So what you want to do is go and just, since it's kind of pretty close, I'm going to just keep going to see what direction we go. So I got 0, 1/2. So I got 0, 1/2, and 1. And so the next number is equal to 2. This is fairly close. So I'm going to try 3.5. Okay, let's go and try 3.5. Again, if you have no idea what to do, just try something. Okay, so I'm going to try 3/2. So that's going to try 3/2. Sometimes you can get clue from this, sometimes you can't. Okay, so again, if you don't know what to do, just try something. Just try any number on the list. And you keep track, so that way you know what number you tried and the result. Okay, so drop the number, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. Oh, okay, so this one gets 0. So that's nice. So we found one answer. So now we can get rest of the answer from here. So we're going to get 2x squared minus ax plus 4 equal to 0. Okay, so then again, I'm going to divide everything by 2 to lower my number. Okay, so I got x squared minus 4x plus 2 equal to 0. And this is not factorable, so use the quadratic formula. Okay, so x equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x will equal to 4 plus or minus square root of 16 minus 8 over 2. So x will equal to 4 plus or minus square root of 8 over 2. Okay, and move up to here. Just keep going. So x equal to 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 2 over 2. Right, you have to simplify the square root of 8 into 2 square root of 2. Divide everything by 2. So x equal to 2 plus or minus square root of 2. Okay, so now we can put all our answers together. So you got 3/2, 2 plus or minus square root of 2. Okay. Okay. Okay, next one. You got 3x to the 4 plus 4x to the 3 minus x squared plus 4x minus 4 equal to 0. So compile the list. So plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4. Okay? And then you have to put this over these, this over these, this over this, this over this, this over this, this over this. Okay, so this is the list that you're going to try. Okay, and so the first number I'm going to try is always try is 0. So put 0 in here, you're going to get negative 4. Okay, and the next number I'm going to try is 1. Okay, so again, you always start with that. That will kind of give you what direction you want to go. Okay, so you got 3, 4, -1, 4, -4. Okay, switch over to the pencil, so you can try 1. So you drop, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add, multiply, you add. Okay, so when I try 1, I get 6. So what this tells me that there's an answer somewhere in between, and so it's going to be about halfway between. So I'm going to try 1/2. Okay, looks like that's going to try 1/2 and see how it goes. Again, there's one answer between here. That means there should be one answer somewhere between here. Okay, but it's not a guarantee because it can be a complex number. It may not be a nice number. Okay, okay, so let's try 1/2. Okay, you drop, multiply. Okay, you add. So this is kind of bad. So it looks like it's not going to work. Okay, but okay, let's try. Because this is a 3, so right now the number is going to get really messy. So my suspicion is that it's not going to work. So let's go and try the one with a 3 on it. Okay, so I'm going to try either 1/3 or 2/3. Let's go and try 2/3. Okay, let's go and try 2/3. Again, you can try 1/3 and 2/3. The reason for that is because when you're 3, right, you multiply, you don't get that nice number. So you want to try something over 3, okay? So I'm going to try 2/3, okay, and see how it goes. So again, the reason I'm trying something over 3 is so that when you multiply, it come out nice, okay? So when you multiply, it becomes 2. You add, okay, and this becomes 4. Multiply, you get that. So you multiply, when you add, you get 3. So you get 2. You add, multiply. Okay, so this is good, okay? So once you get that, and now instead of trying to list, notice that these have same ratio. So this is factorable. So from here you can go and do factoring already, or you can just keep going, trying with the list. Okay? So what you have is you're going to get 3x to the 3 plus 6x squared plus 3x squared. Okay, so yeah. So 3210. Okay. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. Okay, so notice they have the same ratio. That's how you know it's factorable. But before we do that, I'm going to divide it by 3 to lower my number. So dividing by 3. So I got x cubed plus 2x squared plus x plus 2 equal to 0. And I'm going to group them, do it by grouping. Okay. So this one I can factor out the x squared. And then I got this and this over here, so I can factor it out again. So I get x plus 2, and I'm going to get x squared plus 1. Again, when you factor everything out, it's 1, right? Okay, so from here, I'm going to get, okay, that's going to do it over here. So you're going to get x plus 2 equal to 0, x squared plus 1 equal to 0. So minus 2 on each side, so you got x equal to -2. Over here, minus 1 on each side, so you got x squared equal to -1. Take the square root, okay? And so x equal to plus or minus I. Okay? So now let's get all answers together. So I get 2/3 from here. I got -2 from here, and plus or minus I from here. Okay? And so those are, again, fourth power, you're going to get 4 answers.